realize that you need to be incredibly quiet and silent to successfully complete your missions. You focus on every step and movement so that you don't make the slightest sound that might alert your enemies to your presence. You learn to control your breathing and heartbeat so that they do not give you away. You realize that even the rustle of the fabric of your clothes can be dangerous, so you try to move as silently as possible. But all of a sudden you want to cut down a tree in the woods. With a chainsaw, how far away will you be heard? Have you ever wondered how far sound can travel? Or why we hear it the way we do? Which sound travels farther and which sound travels less? In this video, we'll explore these questions by diving into the characteristics of a sound wave, revealing the science behind this natural phenomenon. And so how far away sounds in the woods will be heard in the forest depends on many factors, including the type of forest, the type of sound, the weather, and the time of day. In general, sounds in the forest are heard at a distance that is 10 to 20% less than that of space. For example, a person's scream that can be heard 100 meters, approximately 328 feet, away in a field will be heard 80 to 90 meters, 262 to 295 feet, away in a forest. In a dense forest with a high level of vegetation, sounds travel a shorter distance than in a forest with low vegetation. This is because trees and shrubs absorb and scatter sound. High-frequency sounds such as bird cries travel a shorter distance than low-frequency sounds such as the roar of a car engine. This is because high-frequency sounds such as hissing or whistling have shorter wavelengths and attenuate more quickly in the air than low-frequency sounds such as rumbling, growling, or the loud sound of a breaking branch. Also in windy weather, sounds travel a shorter distance than in calm weather. This is because the wind scatters the sound. Sounds travel a greater distance at night than during the day. This is because there is less noise from insects and animals in the forest at night. In general, the range of sounds in the forest depends on many sensations. However, on average, sounds in the forest will be heard at a distance that is 10 to 20% less than indoors. Suppose you decide to talk to yourself, and how far away will you be heard? If you are in the field, then sound can propagate over fairly long distances without obstruction. A normal conversation can be heard at a distance of approximately 150 to 200 meters, 492 to 656 feet. But this can vary considerably depending on conditions. If you are in a dense forest, the forest with its dense trees and foliage will absorb and scatter sound, reducing its range. In such conditions, a normal conversation can be heard at about 80 to 100 meters, 262 to 328 feet. If you are in a dense forest during a rainstorm, the rain will create additional noise that will interfere with hearing, and also the humidity can affect sound propagation. In these conditions, the conversation may be heard even less, perhaps around 50 to 80 meters, 164 to 262 feet. If you winter in a snowfall, like rain, will create additional noise that can interfere with audibility. In addition, snow can serve as a softening layer that absorbs sound. Under these conditions, a conversation can be heard at a distance of approximately 100 to 150 meters, 328 to 492 feet. But what is it? You've just found yourself in need of axe work, so how far away will you be heard? If you decided to chop in a field, without obstacles that can absorb or reflect sound, an axe blow can be heard up to 200 to 300 meters, 656 to 984 feet away. But this depends largely on conditions. If all this is happening in a dense forest, the range of sound in such conditions, the sound can be heard at a distance of about 100 to 200 meters, 328 to 656 feet. In dense forest conditions during a rainstorm, the audibility of the axe blow is reduced and the sound of the axe will be heard at a distance of about 70 to 150 meters, 230 to 492 feet. In snowfall, the hearing distance will be about the same as during rain. In dense forest, 180 to 225 meters, 590 to 738 feet. You've decided to switch from manual labor to powerful machinery and picked up a chainsaw. But how far does its rumble travel? In an open field with no obstacles, the sound can reach up to 2,625 to 3,281 feet. In a dense forest where trees and foliage create natural obstacles, the sound can be heard from 400 to 600 meters, 1,312 to 1,969 feet away. Add rain to the equation and the situation changes even more. Rain noise can drown out the chainsaw sound, and humidity can also affect sound propagation. Under these conditions, the sound of a chainsaw can be heard at a distance of about 300 to 500 meters, 984 to 1,640 feet. Finally, imagine a winter forest during a snowfall. Under these conditions, the sound of a chainsaw would be heard from about 550 to 750 meters, 1804 to 2,461 feet away. Here you finished your ninja business, got into the ninja car, and drove to your ninja business. But a moose appeared on the road, and you decided to chase it away by honking the car horn. So how far away can the other ninjas hear you? Let's start in an open field where there is nothing to absorb or reflect sound. In such an environment, the car horn can travel an amazingly long distance, reaching approximately 1,000 to 2,000 meters, 3,281 to 6,562 feet. In a dense forest, the car's car horn will be heard from about 2,625 to 3,281 feet away. If rain is added to the forest, the situation changes even more. Rain noise can drown out the vehicle's car horn, and humidity can also affect sound propagation. Under these conditions, the car's car horn will be heard at a distance of about 300 to 500 meters, 984 to 1,640 feet. Finally, a winter forest during a snowfall. In these conditions, the car's car horn will be heard at a distance of about 1,000 to 1,500 meters, 3,281 to 4,921 feet. But what is an automobile? It's not for ninjas. You've decided to take the train. So let's find out how far you can be heard. In open field conditions, the sound of a train can be heard up to 3 to 5 kilometers, 1.86 to 3.11 miles away. However, factors such as wind direction and the volume of the train sound can affect these values. In dense forest conditions, the sound of a passing train will be heard at a distance of approximately 1 to 2 kilometers, 0.62 to 1.24 miles. In rainy conditions, the sound of a passing train will be heard at a distance of about 0.5 to 0.75 miles. In winter, in heavy snowfall, the sound of a passing train will be heard at a distance of about 1,500 to 2,500 meters, 0.93 to 1.55 miles. And the train horn will be heard up to 10 kilometers, 6.21 miles away. This is because there are no phenomena in the field that could prevent the sound from propagating. The sound of a diesel locomotive horn in a dense forest will be heard at a shorter distance than in a field. On average, the sound of a diesel locomotive horn in a dense forest can be heard up to 5 kilometers, 3.11 miles away. On average, the sound of a diesel locomotive horn in a dense forest during a rainstorm can be heard up to 3 kilometers, 1.86 miles away. In winter in a recession, the sound of a diesel locomotive's horn in winter in a snowfall can be heard up to 6 kilometers, 3.73 miles away. Now, as an experienced ninja, you realize how far your sound can travel and how far you can hear other ninjas.